Being a co-signer could be one of the worst financial decisions anybody can make in their entire life, because this type of mistake costs about 6 to 8 years to fix. So you want to make sure you stick to the end of this video, because I'm going to be telling you how you can avoid this type of mistake. For those of you that don't know what a cosign is when you agree to be responsible for someone else's debt, which is usually a loan or a credit application. Co-signing is often done with the best intention of helping a friend or family member out who might be struggling to get approved on a loan on their own, for example, a car loan or a house mortgage. Being a co-signer isn't and should not be a friendly gesture, because it is a legal commitment, and what you are essentially saying is, if the person you are co-signing for cannot make the payment or miss a payment of a loan, you will be responsible for the loan, which sounds sweet and innocent, but the risk of co-signing for someone is not always communicated very well with the co-signer. I'm going to be giving you 3 risks of being a co-signer, and the first risk is the credit impact. You see, when you co-sign for someone, you are indirectly applying for the loan, because the loan is going to show on your credit report, and if the person you are co-signing for decided not to make payments or miss a payment, it's going to show on your credit report, and it will affect your credit score, which also means your reputation is on the line. I have a friend that was new to Canada and don't know anything about being a co-sign or co-signing for someone, and a friend of his approached him if he could help him co-sign for a car loan, and he decided to help a friend out. And to cut a long story short, the friend did not make payments and have a couple of missed payments, and the car was repossessed. So whenever they repossess the car and take the car away, you are still going to pay off the loan. So the lender started coming for my friend to pay off the loan, and it really affected him when he wants to take his when he wants to buy his first house and apply for mortgage. It was denied because there was a lot of missed payments on his credit report, so it wasn't approved for the mortgage. It took my friend 4 years to get this car loan off his credit report, because he started taking responsibility by paying the loan every month. So it took him 4 years to pay off the loan, and he stopped talking to the friend. Another risk is legal responsibility. Being a co-signer, like I said earlier, shouldn't be a friendly gesture or casual agreement. Legally, you are on the hook of the loan as well, because if the person you co-signed for missed the payment or decided not to make a payment, and you also decided not to make a payment because you believe the loan is not for you, the lender legally can come for you, and which means you have to attend in court, and you have to get a lawyer to get this whole shenanigans off your name. The last risk is the relationship you have with the person might be at risk. For example, if the person decided not to make a payment and the lenders start coming for you, there might be an argument which could also lead to the end of the relationship. So you have to watch out for the type of person you help. If it's going to be a friend or family member, the relationship might be, or will be, it's not might, the relationship would be at risk, because as we all know, money matters break up the strongest relationship in this life. I'm not saying you should not co-sign for someone, but if you're considering co-signing for someone, here are a few tips that could help you protect yourself. The first tips is to know the person very well. If you want to co-sign for someone, make sure you know the person very well, and it's someone that you can trust with your life, and also make sure you know their financial situations. You don't want to co-sign for somebody that is always asking or telling you to borrow their money. It's a very, very bad decision to make, to co-sign for that type of person. So you want to make sure you know the person very well. You trust the person with your life before you decided, or before you make the decision to co-sign for that person. And the second tips is communication is key. Always make sure you are communicating with always make sure you communicate with the person before you co-sign, that in case there is a financial problem, what is the plan B? You don't want to co-sign for someone that believes that oh yeah, everything is gonna be fine, because life is not fair. Life is full of ups and downs, and there will be some instances where the person won't be able to make payments. So you want to communicate with the person that If in case you're unable to make a payment, what is the plan B? Always make sure you communicate very well. And the last tips I'm going to give you is also make sure you are monitoring the loan, because you are also on the loan. You want to monitor the loan. You want to make sure the person is making a payment frequently and regularly and don't miss a payment. You want to monitor the loan very well, and you want to make sure there is no missed payment on the loan. The best tips and the last tips is to completely avoid being a co-signer for someone or co-sign for someone, because it's going to save you a lot of headaches. If someone approach you, if you could co-sign for them, or if you could help them with the co-signing on a car loan or a mortgage, which is the worst you want to co-sign for, because mortgage takes about 30 years before you can pay it off. So you don't want to co-sign for anything mortgage. Car loan is still considerable, but make sure you follow the tips I've given you earlier. But if you can avoid it completely, if someone approach you, if you could co-sign for them, just tell them you don't have a good credit or you have a bad credit, because you can only co-sign if you have a good credit. So that's gonna be the end of my video for today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Stay well, stay guided, and stay protected.